What is up, guys? My name is Michael Anderson II, also known as Saxman Mike. And not gonna lie, I woke up a couple hours ago planning on recording this video, and I found out I got a huge bump on the side of my face, which is aggravating, but we're just gonna roll with the punches. The topic of this video, it kind of came to me this morning, and it was because I was struggling to find something to post yesterday. All yesterday, I was trying to figure out what should I post for my YouTube channel. Like, what do I do what do I post that's substantial? Something that I can give to my audience that's going to better them, And I was just playing random licks. I was looking up songs I could play, and I was just kind of playing. I was throwing stuff to the wall, and I was hoping that it would stick. And I woke up this morning, and it just gave birth to the idea of some things that hold you back from being a great musician. The first thing that holds you back, man, is not holding yourself accountable. So as I was talking about yesterday, I was super distracted yesterday. I was on my phone, I was on Instagram, I was eating, I was trying to, I was playing. I probably got around 20 minutes of practice time in yesterday, simply because I was trying to find something to play, and each time I was trying to find a song to play or a topic to discuss, I just ended up going on my phone because my brain was just so fried from thinking of topics in order to talk about on this YouTube channel, or songs I could play, or things I could compose, you know what I mean? So I told myself today that I'm not going to eat until I record this video. And what that did for me was it forced me to have to record this video, basically. It forced me to have to focus. I wasted a lot of time yesterday because I wasn't focused. I wasn't holding myself accountable. I told myself I was going to record a video. I told myself I was going to practice on this song. I told myself I was going to make an arrangement. But in the end, because I was living in such comfort for yesterday, I wasn't able to get around to it. Every time I wanted to do something, I went on my phone. I opened up Instagram. I decided to eat. I took a shower. Anything and everything except for practicing. Anything and everything except for doing what I was supposed to be doing. So by telling myself that I'm not going to eat until I recorded this video, that put me in a state to where I had to record this video, because I was scrolling through Instagram this morning. I was doing everything except what needed to be done, and slowly but surely my hunger grew. And that was kind of a constant reminder that, hey, you need to get this done. And mind you, I woke up around 9 o'clock and it's 12 in the afternoon right now. So the hunger eventually got to me. It's lunchtime right now and I still haven't eaten. And I'm not going to eat until I finish the video, because I need to hold myself accountable to the goals that I set. And as a musician, it's important to do that. It's important to, I'm not sure what you guys, maybe it's, I'm not going to go hang out with my friends until I get this certain measure down, or I'm not going to, I don't know, I'm not going to eat, until I get what needs to be done. And a lot of things that I did to help with that was, I offloaded some apps. I got games on my phone. I didn't offload Instagram simply because I needed that for my inspiration. But, I offloaded games on my phone, or I didn't text nobody, or I put my phone on airplane mode, in order to kind of pull myself out of doom scrolling through Instagram or playing games on my phone. And I'm trying not to talk a lot. I'm trying not to yap or anything like that. But this kind of segues into my next point, is that as a musician, you need to set goals for yourself. As well as holding yourself responsible, you need to set a goal for your practice time. And as it stands for me, I don't set goals for my practice time. But while in Vegas, I talked to some musicians that were a whole lot better than me. And they said that they would set aside time to practice. They would not just set aside time, but they would have a goal in mind when they're practicing. So it used to be that when I would practice, I would set aside about an hour or so. And within that hour, I'm just kind of playing whatever, hoping that, I would like maybe look up a song or something, a popular song, and I would play the beginning of it and kind of hope that I would just get it while I was going. And a lot of musicians do that. But I wouldn't allot time. What I mean by allotting time is I wouldn't. So for most musicians, they will just give themselves a whole hour of practice time. But what I recommend after talking to these musicians, is that you should maybe give yourself 10 minutes and then give yourself like a 5 minute break. You know, set a goal for what you want to accomplish within your practice session. You know, I know that my attention span isn't the greatest, and I blame that on me just going through social media and scrolling through Instagram and stuff like that. But instead of trying to combat this by trying to play for hours on end, and you know that's not the type of person that you are, you know that your attention span isn't that good, instead just tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna practice for 5 minutes, rest for 1 minute. Slowly, you still need to slowly wean yourself off of being on the phone during practice time, or playing the game and stuff like that, but work to your strength. You know that it's a lot better to give 100% within 5 minutes and then rest for those 2 minutes, instead of trying to give 100% in an hour, because that's not realistic. You know that you're not going to be able to give 100% in an hour. And then while you're doing this, give yourself a goal. Say, I'm going to learn, or I'm going to give 100% into learning this measure within these 5 minutes. I'm using 5 minutes. That's probably not realistic. More like 10 minutes and then 2 minutes rest or something like that. But within these 5 minutes, tell yourself, I'm going to learn how to play, I don't know, measure 200 or something like that. Give yourself a clear and concise goal, something to work towards, instead of just kind of playing anything and just hoping that you get something accomplished. I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said, if you're failing to prepare, then you're preparing to fail. So you need to set aside time zone. You need to set aside time blocks, and you need to have a goal while you're practicing. And this will streamline your practicing a whole lot better, because you know that within those 5 minutes, once you finish those 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you have 2 minutes to look on Instagram, but you still got to hold yourself accountable as a musician. You can't use those 2 minutes and then those 2 minutes turn into 10 minutes and those 10 minutes turn into an hour of scrolling through Instagram. You still got to hold yourself accountable. You got to hold yourself responsible and say that, hey, once these 2 minutes are up, I got to get back to this for the next 5 minutes or the next 10 minutes. I think the next thing that kills your career, not career, but the next thing that will hurt you as a musician is the reason behind why you play. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, you want to be a musician. You want to be a better musician. But just for the sake of argument, let's say that you don't want to be a musician. I don't know why you'd be watching this, but let's say that you don't want to be a musician. Your mindset as a musician is going to dictate how you play, how good you play, how well you play, and how long that you play for until you decide you're going to do something else. And if you don't want to be a musician, for example, my little brother, he's forced to be in the band, because he doesn't have an option in anything else. But he's not going to unlock his potential as a musician if he continues to have the mindset of, I'm here because I'm forced to be here. And that applies for a lot of areas. I used to, a little embarrassing, but I used to play because, long story short, I played my first concert and I was in the jazz band and I played, and all the girls was like, "Ooh, oh my gosh," because that was my first time soloing in front of a crowd. And that attention that I got is really what I would say, the attention I got was what really drove me to wanting to be a musician. Obviously, I've matured now and I want to be a good musician because I love playing the saxophone. But when I used to play, it used to be because I wanted that attention. And because of that, I wasn't, if you want to play for attention, then what's the point of playing if you're not getting attention? You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of shift your mindset when it comes to, like, why do I want to play? Like, what's the point of me playing? And if you're playing just because you want to get so and so's attention, or you want to play because, I don't know, you like marching band, or I don't know, you like being in the program. What happens when that program falls? Or what happens when you graduate? Or what happens if that person isn't impressed by the instrument that you're playing? You're not going to be a great musician by doing that. But people who kind of have that reasoning behind it don't really want to be great musicians anyways. It's just kind of something to pick up to kind of get to an end goal. And while in Vegas, I met some musicians where there was this really fine musician. He was like 16 years old, and he's absolutely a monster on his saxophone. And he just said he likes playing the saxophone because he likes how he can make different sounds on it. And you might think that's like a juvenile reason to want to play the saxophone, but this dude is just an absolute beast, man. He's learned all his music, not all music theory, but he's learned a lot of music theory. His father is well, we get down there, but he's just learned a lot of music theory. He's an awesome musician, and his reason simply is because he just likes the way the instrument sounds. And so, as for me, I'm being a musician because there's just nothing else I know how to do. Well, I know how to do other things, but being a musician is a must for me because there's not a lot of other things that I'm passionate for. And you're gonna meet people like that. You're gonna be playing because you want to play and it sounds cool and all this, and then you're gonna meet people who play because they have to play. And there's nothing else in life that they can think of ever doing. So playing. So to wrap this up, you gotta be able to have a good reason behind playing. You gotta be able to shift your mindset when it comes to playing. Because playing because you want to look cool, or playing because you want to get this person's attention, those are all frivolous reasons to do that. And when you end up not getting, when you end up not getting to the goal that you have in mind, then you're just gonna end up not playing, right? When I tell you that this is my first time doing one of these videos, like just sitting down and kind of talking out of experience and everything like that, like, this is hard, okay? But I'm gonna get better over time. But another thing that will kill you as a musician, not literally kill you, but another thing that will hurt you as a musician is the people you surround yourself with. So the saying goes that you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around. And this is so true. As a musician, you want to naturally hang around other musicians, right? But not all people who are musicians are striving to be musicians, if that makes sense. This summer, I haven't really been hanging around other musicians, so that's been hurting me as a person who wants to be, I don't want to say famous, but who wants to be an inspiration to others. That's been hurting me as a musician, simply because I don't have that many people to push me into being as great as I can possibly be. And I know I have my dad, and I have the people at church who want the best for me, and they're telling me how they want me to be the best I can be in life. But you still got to surround yourself with, and I got to still surround myself with musicians with the same goal as me, because those people at church, they have jobs outside of being a musician or outside of being a singer, and my dad has a job outside of him just playing the piano or playing the bass. And so I love my dad, and he's an awesome representation of what a man should be. But as a musician, he's not the best reputation of a musician, simply because he doesn't solely rely on being a musician, if that makes sense. And I'm going to college in about a week or so, next Sunday. So I know that this narrative will change, because I'm going to be in band. I'll be in band camp, and I'm going to be around a lot of people. There's going to be a whole bunch of people who aspire to be band teachers and music majors and all of that. But as for you, I don't know what your situation is. I don't know where you're gonna go in the next week or the next year. My bad, my phone cut off talking about I don't got enough storage. I pay for storage. Anyways, as for you, I don't know what your journey is going to be. I don't know who you're going to be associating yourself with, or what your end goal is in mind. But if your end goal is to be a musician and to make money like I do, because I make money as a musician, I get gigs, I converse with people, I network with people, I get to know people. That way I can have more opportunities. And I've been all around the world playing the saxophone. It may not have been people hiring me, we may have moved around because my parents are in the military, but I've still played the saxophone all around the world. So you need to surround yourself with like-minded people. And if you're surrounding yourselves with bums, with people who are just playing, just instrument holders, they could still be musicians, but they could be just holding an instrument. They're just in there just to be in there, just because it's something to do. And those aren't the type of people you want to be around. You want to be around people who are strong-minded as you. You want to be around people who have the same drive as you. When I went to Vegas, I met a whole bunch of people who are just so well versed when it comes to being musicians. They knew a whole lot more than me. It made me feel like a weak link. Like, I felt like I was the instrument holder in the group, and I'm an amazing musician. But you just got to surround yourself with people who know what they're doing, man. You got to surround yourself with people who are on fire. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at SaxManMike. That's SaxManMikee. Like I said, this is my first time doing one of these videos. I actually enjoyed this a lot. This is very therapeutic, even for me, just to kind of sit here and talk. And I felt like I was able to accomplish something today. I'm finally able to eat some food because I recorded this video. I really appreciate you guys for your support. If you guys have any questions, you have any advice, anything of that sort, go ahead and just shoot me a message on Instagram, because I'm always open for video ideas. I'm always open for advice. Like, you guys are such a big help to me. I appreciate you guys, and until next time.